Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we're going to be continuing our Sins edition, and we're going to be talking about Halloween 4, The Return. The Return of Michael Myers, the movie that satisfied a generation plus of fans that were hungry to have the shape come back. Corey Anders with me. Also, Killian. What's going on, guys?
Not much. Not much.
How you doing?
I'm doing good and ready to talk about this movie that, for many, believed it was a return to form for this franchise. So we've been talking about the issues that we have, or that we've noticed, or that we know a lot of fans talk about with these movies. And Halloween 4, I think it's safe to say we all enjoy this movie, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that being said, you would think that it may not have a lot of sins, but we're going to find out and see if it has more than we've done for Halloween 2 and Halloween 3. Kill, I'll start with you. When you think about Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, what comes to your mind?
The beginning of a lot of entries that have bad Michael Myers mask.
All right. Okay.
Oh.
All right. How about you, Corey Ander?
I think of, when I think of this movie, I think of Danielle Harris because, this was her first, and yeah, I mean, she did really good for a child. So
she did. She really did.
Yeah, I thought she was good.
For me, it's the movie that really it really kind of cemented my fandom for this franchise and for Michael Myers, because when I was a kid, Halloween 3 kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and when I heard that Michael Myers was coming back, I was just so excited. This movie, it came out in 1988, and at that point, we had Freddy, who was, just on a roll. We had Jason, and now Michael was coming into the back into the fold. So it was a really exciting time for a horror fan, especially as a kid. So this movie was the beginning of that. And like you said, Corey Ender, Danielle Harris as Jamie Lloyd, that was a really, really cool character. So yeah, it's a special movie to me in that way. But no movie is without sins. So let's get down to the issues we have. Kill, I'm going to start with you. And look, man, when you're on the road or just doing what you got to do, sometimes you get a little hungry, right? When you're working hard, maybe if a hospital explodes and stuff, and you just might need something to eat, baby. You might need to have some Kentucky Fried Myers. And what I'm talking about is the last time we saw Michael, he literally was in the middle of a nuclear bomb that went off.
Yeah.
That's what happened at the end of Halloween 2. Loomis killed babies. You guys know what happened. See our Halloween 2 Sins episode to get the whole spiel on that. But in the beginning of this movie, Michael is in a coma. He's got his face bandaged up, and he's basically just hanging out. And he's going to be discharged from wherever he is to Smith's Grove. And so the idea of it is, this guy survived being on fire, like literally burning to a crisp. Even his hand doesn't look as burnt as it should have, because you do see his hand. Kill, what did you think of this opening and the fact that how they showed Michael to have survived 2?
It's not believable. But you know, it's one of these things where it's like, come on, guys. But in the other regard, you're like, well, if this is the way I have to get Michael back, I guess beggars can't be choosers.
So be it. Right.
That both him and Loomis survived a nuclear explosion.
Well,
all right, yeah.
All right, so Corey Ander, let's go to our next thing I wanted to talk about. Now, we know the title of this movie is Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, but maybe it should have been called something different. And what I'm talking about is maybe it could have been called Halloween 4, The Final Chapter. And what I'm
trying to pull a Friday. Come on.
Listen, all I'm saying is, listen to me for a second. The scene where they're working on Michael and taking his vitals and his pulse, and his hand comes out of the side and scares the nurse and stuff, that was taken straight from Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter. Do you remember? So,
Yeah.
and of course this is all in fun, but that's what came to my mind. Did that ever come to your mind? Because Halloween 4 came out in 88. Friday 4 came out in 84. Did that ever pop into your
Yeah.
mind, especially as a big Friday fan?
I mean, obviously watching it, you're like, yeah, I've seen this before, and you know where you've seen it before.
Right,
So
right.
what can you say? They're just paying homage to,
Yeah.
a great fourth edition to a franchise.
Yeah, yeah. And you got to love the fact that he's in a coma. He's being transferred in the ambulance and they're just talking. He's in a coma, right? And they talk about how, his only living relative is a niece in Haddonfield, and all of a sudden you see his hand go, "What?" It's like he gets the power from the
Yeah.
universe to come back. It's like,
Yeah, there's
what's
that
going on?
tie. Yeah, that family connection. It's like,
What's
come
going
on.
on, Michael?
Yeah.
It's almost like it's a magic word, abracadabra, Jamie Lloyd, what?
No, no,
It's
it's
not.
that Stonehenge energy.
Oh man, I'm telling you. All right, so now
Uh,
we kind of touched upon this. You guys got me before I got to you, but Kill. Let's
Mhm.
talk about our favorite. I'm talking about Ground Zero Loomis. Okay, now listen. We saw Halloween 2. Dr. Loomis was literally in the heart of darkness. He lit the match.
Yeah.
And we saw a third of that hospital get blown to heaven. Michael's on fire. He should have been gone.
yeah.
Loomis not only survives this, but he just has like a scar on his face and burns on his hand and up his arm a little bit. Is Loomis a superhero? I just want to pose that question to you, Kill. Is Loomis, because he's my superhero, but is he a superhero in this movie, in this universe, or what?
He might be, man, because all he has is a few like burns on his face and his hand, and he's using his cane a lot, but he's like,
Right.
hey,
But hey,
whatever.
guys, you got to remember, he jumped behind those metal cabinets. Metal cabinets save your ass. You got to remember that. How many Halloween movies have somebody, it's true, like gone in, where they're keeping guns, which is made of a metal door. And
What
I
is
mean,
going on
metal's
here?
the way, I'm just saying, man.
Okay.
Speaking
All
facts,
right.
there's
All right.
no
So,
lying here. No.
oh, okay, good. Okay. So for you, Coriander, let's go to this, and I think Kill will actually appreciate this a little bit more because he'll get the reference pretty quick. Our next part we're going to talk about is whatever he hits, he destroys. So in this movie, we see one of the colleagues that Loomis has is actually the guy that was in Rocky 4, Michael Pataki, who was the Russian trainer for Ivan Drago. And
Yeah,
this guy was an asshole, man. He was just talking about how he
yeah, it
hopes that
was.
Loomis. What did he say? He said, I was always hoping Loomis would either retire, um, or
Or go
die,
insane. Yeah,
or
something like that.
die. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Myers gone. My hope is that he'll either transfer, retire, or die.
I mean, I guess what I wanted to say about him is, first of all, he can always play a bad guy very well. He's a fantastic character actor in that sense. But come on, man. Michael Myers killed a bunch of people in Haddonfield, like almost 20 people in those first two movies. And you got the
Including
only,
babies.
including babies, and you got the only man who kind of knows what's up in Loomis, and yet this guy is basically shoving him off. And Michael, he's barely conscious. His muscles have atrophied. And that's that part when Loomis says, "You're talking about him as if he was human. That part of him died years ago." You always have to have this type of character in these movies. Am I right, Coriander?
He's possessed by the devil.
Well, not Michael Myers, man. I'm talking about the
He
doctor
is.
who's a
Oh,
jerk to Loomis.
yeah, no, that guy's just, yeah, he's just an ass.
Yeah, I mean, he should have. He
He
should have
wants to get
been.
rid of that responsibility, that liability. I don't
There you
blame
go.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't blame him for that, but at the same time, I definitely would be careful when talking about anything Michael Myers related, because, like I
Yep.
said, at that point he had killed like 20 people. All right,
Mm,
so Kill. Let's
Mhm.
go to our next thing, and this one is an interesting one as well. I call this Stop transportation at Halloween.
Oh,
Why
yes.
are we always transporting Michael Myers at Halloween time? Tell me what you think, man.
You know what? I love this one because I've said this time and time again. For one, he's a killer that he kills on Halloween. That's his killing anniversary.
Right,
Okay.
right,
And secondly, why do we keep wanting to transport the most dangerous man on the planet? Like
right.
I don't get it. Hey, you know what? That guy who can barely die. Let's keep
Yeah,
moving him in a little vehicle that, oh, I don't know, a pothole can take it out. You know, I,
right.
I swear, how many times? Okay, think about all the transfers. Like, think of all the transfers of Michael Myers. It's always, oh, the bus crashes and all the inmates pour out into the road, and then a father and son come and get aced out. You
That's
know,
right.
or I mean, it's just so many times they try to move this man, and move him to
Yes,
what? To where? Why isn't he just at this bigger maximum security prison or asylum from the first place?
that's
Why are
right.
they putting him at the one that's made of tinder fire, instead of taking
That's
from
right.
maximum
Oh man.
security facility?
That's
I
right.
don't get it.
That's right. Absolutely. All right. So hold on one second, because I've got another one here that we're gonna do. So I'm just gonna
And
pause for a
transport him
second.
on Arbor Day.
There you go.
What you say?
Transport on Arbor Day or Easter or just Ash Wednesday. Why is it always on Halloween?
So Coriander. Okay, so we understand you can't transport him at Halloween time. Just stop doing it. But there's another thing I want to talk about that's very, very interesting. And if you're a mechanic, that's what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Because listen, if you're a mechanic, if you work at a gas station and it's anywhere near Halloween, you need to leave the country, and
Yeah. Take a
especially
vacation.
and
Hmm.
especially Haddonfield. What do you think about this, as far as that scene where he obviously kills the people at the gas station, and then the confrontation he has with Loomis?
I mean, yeah, this Loomis was right on his tail. I mean,
Mhm.
he's good. And yeah, those poor people, they didn't have a chance. I mean,
They had
Loomis,
no
yeah,
chance.
I mean, Loomis walked into the diner, and you had like bodies everywhere, and yeah, I'm surprised that, yeah, like I said, that Michael was still there, but there they saw him. He tried to shoot him, and
That's
yeah,
right.
it was a great scene. You're almost like, was he really there? But he was, because the car
Oh yeah,
goes,
he
and
was.
again, there
Yeah,
he
he was.
goes driving, you know? It's like,
Well, and
there
that
he
and
goes
that's
again.
and that's actually something I want to
Cross
pose to
country
you.
Michael.
That's
Yeah.
one thing I want to pose to you, Kill, is that we saw at the end of that confrontation with Loomis, there's only one way for Michael to get out of here, and that means that Michael is still riding dirty.
Michael!
Yep.
Michael Myers driving vehicles. I guess what I'm saying, Kill, is imagine you're driving down the road and you see Michael Myers. I mean, what goes through your mind? These scenes where he's driving, whether it's in the first movie or
Hey,
this movie or
it's
H2O or
close to
Cross Country.
Halloween, right?
Mm-mm-mm.
What goes through my mind is nope. I don't want to be at a red light with this guy. I mean, look, he was at the gas station. He killed some people. He got hungry. He goes in the back to make a sandwich. Loomis comes out like, Michael. It's like, come on. And now he's
Right.
riding dirty. He's like, okay, look, Loomis, I'll deal with you. I got to ride back to my hometown.
Right.
Kill my niece. I got things to do. All right.
Oh my
But
God.
look, Michael stays in cars, man. Michael is
Yeah, he
just like,
does.
look, I gotta go.
Yeah, he is. I'm
How
telling you,
many
man.
times have you seen Jason Voorhees drive?
Exactly. Jason's like, I'm working on my fitness. I'm just gonna walk. I'm gonna do a lot of
Yeah.
walking, maybe some power walking, but I'm gonna walk.
Sometimes
Michael
running.
sometimes. Well, yeah, sometimes. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so coriander. Let's get to let's get to our next sin. This might be one of the biggest sins. And I know Kill will have an opinion on this too, but for you, coriander, our next one, I like to call this one Jamie, but no Jamie. But of course, in this movie, we have no Jamie Lee Curtis. What did you think about that?
Uh, I mean, they did her dirty, like we said, they killed her off, and it's like, what? It's like,
Right.
how did she die? Why would they do that?
Off screen too, man.
Yeah, I could see like maybe if they couldn't get her back, well, hell, maybe she's in the mental institution for a little bit or something. But to kill her off, no, that sucks.
Yeah, it was. I agree with you. I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis, obviously wasn't going to return for 4, and so they just figured, hey, let's just kill Laurie Strode off camera, say she was in a car accident, and then boop, here's a little kid, and it's like, what you think about it, Kill?
Man, look, I think about this the same way that they did Sarah Connor in Terminator 3. Like, oh yeah, don't worry about her. She died. She had cancer. Yeah. Anyway, let's continue with the story. It's like, come on. I feel that now these men and women, the suits behind these movies, realize maybe that wasn't a smart thing. Maybe that actress and that character is a linchpin in this franchise or this story.
Right.
Maybe we actually do need them because it's kind of their journey.
Right. Absolutely. I agree with that. That's a good point. That's a very good point. All right. So, Kill, more directly to you. This is another one that's pretty interesting, but I know we're going to have fun with this one. But Jamie sees who the hell is in that crappy mask. Now, we all know the stories of the mask situation. What did you think about seeing Michael the first time in the mask?
I hated it. I still hate it every time. It looks silly, and I just don't understand how you go from the mask from the original to the mask in the second one to this. You took a movie off of Season of the Witch. Okay, that's fine. But like, do you lose the original prop? Do you lose the rights to use that mask? I mean, how?
I think it got damaged.
That's what happened. Is they just didn't care about it, and it got all messed up. And then they were
moldy.
Like, "Well,
wasn't it even moldy and shit?"
I can't remember if it was that or not, but they basically just didn't care about the mask after Dick Warlock was done with it in Halloween 2. And so then they just figured, okay, well, we're going to use a new mask. But it's like, dude, how can you not recreate a mask of one of the most famous faces in sci-fi history, Captain Kirk? And this new trilogy shows that, you could recreate it, but I won't go down that rabbit trail too much, because this movie, this mask, they fooled us with that poster. They fooled us with that movie poster. They had the picture of the regular mask on that Halloween 4 movie poster, and I was all excited when I saw that in the video store. And then when I watched the movie, in that first scene where Jamie's having that nightmare and sees Michael, and it was a cool scene. In that scene where he sits up and turns towards her and the lightning shoots in the back, it looked great, except that mask. I mean, seriously, the mask is just it's just crappy. Coriander, seriously, what do you think of the mask? I'm just saying, man.
I mean, Killian said it. This movie, the next movie. I mean, the next movie, it's like
the next movie after that.
Yeah. I don't know what they were smoking, but it wasn't good.
Oh my god! All right. So, Coriander, this one is for you, and we've seen this happen in so many of these movies in this franchise. But when you got things going on, you just gotta go out somewhere, and yeah, you might have kids, but that's okay. It don't matter, especially if you're living in Haddonfield. This one is called "Parents in Haddonfield Neglect the Children." because
Yeah.
you have parents that are always going out, usually to drink and leaving the kids home on Halloween in the most dangerous town in America.
Yeah.
What do you think of it, Coriander?
Wow. I mean, I would probably look like, I don't know how you describe it, a strict mom, because no way in hell, I go out
Right.
and take my kids trick-or-treating, and I'm not
Right.
going out and
Right.
partying and getting drunk. And, you know,
Yes.
I- you've gone through that in your 20s. You got kids
Right.
now. It's their turn to live it
Halloween
up,
is
have
supposed
fun.
Halloween is supposed to
Yeah,
be about the kids, right?
you would think, but I guess
Right?
some parents and adults just shouldn't be friggin' have kids because, yeah, they're just
I
too
mean,
busy wanting to party and drink. And
but even what's worse than that is you live in a town that literally had massacres based
yeah,
upon this holiday on
and they're
Halloween.
still celebrating and
You know,
partying, so they're like,
it's like
fuck it, let's keep doing it.
you guys will be safe. All right, Kill. The
Right.
next one we want to talk about. And you saw the boys getting all riled up. This one is called OG Evil Dies Tonight. Tell me what you thought about the boys getting together to hunt down that Myers.
Look, man, guns, fear, and alcohol do not mix. And pickup trucks
Mhm.
do not mix. They don't. It's always bad things.
Right?
They have the
Mhm.
purest intent. They want to
Yes.
stop this murderer. I
Yeah.
get that. They don't have faith in their police. I get
Right.
that because the police force here sucks. I'm sorry. But
Right.
yeah, it always ends up out the same way. They end up killing an innocent person,
Yes.
or I will say this: at least they did achieve helping the young ladies for a time.
Yeah,
Trying to
that's
get
Yeah.
them out of the town. They at
Yeah.
least got that far.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, these lynch mobs in Haddonfield, it never
Tell
goes
you,
Yeah.
away.
man. It's
It
crazy. It's
never
crazy.
goes
It's a town full of drunks and partiers. Like, come
Right? You
on.
got doctors like Dr. Mixter in part 2, and you got all the
Yeah.
parents go out to drink and leave their kids at home with a
Mhm.
killer on the loose. All right,
Yeah.
Coriander, this is the next one, and I know you can appreciate this because you are an amazing cook, and you have really good taste, right? Well, Michael Audrey Myers, he also has really good taste, and I'm gonna call this one "Dog is Still on the Menu." Now, how
Deep
many
fried dog.
how many times in this franchise have we seen Michael just
Eating
eating
dog.
dogs, right?
It must be a delicacy that I don't know about, man. But I think I'm gonna skip it.
Right? All right.
No.
That was
I take umbrage with this. 'Cause I love
right.
dogs.
It's like, why does he gotta keep eating dogs, man? You don't eat squirrel, because some people do eat squirrel. You cook it up or whatever, or something like that. But he always goes for the
Muskrat.
dogs, man. Muskrat, right?
Mhm.
All right. Our next scene we're gonna talk about, Kill. This one is kind of a funny scene. And look, when you're watching Halloween, you never knew that it was gonna be like a parallel of like the Marvel movies, right? But we're gonna call this one Bucky versus Michael. And Bucky is the guy that was working on the electricity, the transformers outside, and he's just doing his job, Kill. All of a sudden, he turns around and he sees Mr. Happy standing right there, just staring at him. And he's like, "Don't try to pull that Halloween shit on me."
Don't try that Halloween shit with me. All right. I'm on the telephone to the police right now.
And he starts bad mouthing Michael. What do you think of that scene and how he approached, the shape?
Any of these scenes where people talk shit to Michael, it's always funny. I mean, and there's a scene that we'll be getting to later with Busta Rhymes that is
Well,
still
think
hands
about
down
it.
one of the funniest ones ever.
Right.
Go ahead, Coriander.
Well, think about it. This dude is like the white Busta Rhymes,
yeah. Hey, look, I tip my hat to him. He's like, look, don't come around me with that Halloween BS.
Yeah, and then he had
Mhm.
the nerve to say, "You just wait right there," and turns his back on Michael. Michael doesn't talk, right? Or he chooses not to talk. It was almost like Michael's like, motherfucker, what you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Oh man, it's crazy stuff. All right, so Coriander, let's get to our next one, and I think you're going to appreciate this one because we've touched upon this in other episodes. But look, man, Haddonfield had the emptiest streets since Santa Mira. And of course, that's from Season of the Witch. What is going on these? You didn't even see a bird or a squirrel, okay?
Oh,
and
come
all of a
on.
sudden, Jamie and Rachel are trick or treating, and all of a sudden, in like 3 seconds later, all the kids have scurried away to like another dimension, and it is no one on the streets with Jamie. How do they keep having the emptiest streets in the world?
Well, you got to remember, before the lynch mob, you know, the fucking news came on saying, lock your doors, throw away the keys, you're entering. Oh no, I'm just joking. But yeah, you know, that made me lose my train of thought. But
the police department did put out the whole curfew thing.
They did, and the parents were like coming up to the kids, walking and picking them up, and unfortunately, Jamie's parents were still out partying and drinking, not giving a fuck. So, those poor kids.
Oh my God, it's crazy stuff, man. All right, no, that was a good one. All right, so look, while all that's happening, the police have put in the curfew. Once again, Michael, he takes advantage of the moments, right? And I want to talk about the scene. I call this Michael catching rides. And I want to talk about the scene where he is literally, it's almost as if he said, hey, taxi, and gets in the back of the police car. Michael is 6'3", and he's just chilling in the back seat, and the cop did not see him. What did you think about that scene?
Look, I'd like to think we all know the rule.
Yes.
When you go to your car, you always check the back goddamn seat.
Right.
All right. I don't care if you park in your garage, your back cave. I don't care. Once you get in it, check the back seat. Michael is too big to be hiding in the back
and
seat.
He's just chilling in the back, like, hey, you know?
Hello. Like, no, come on. Really? Come on, guys.
Right.
But once again, and this is why the lynch mob does not trust the police force here, because they do stupid shit like not checking the back seat.
But wait, there's more. I'm going to take this one myself because that piggybacks right into what you said, because I want to talk about the scene where we heard the famous words, shit, Earl, it's Ted. Listen, the mob actually killed a civilian, and that's what they said. They opened up on that guy like it was Predator, right? You know, the scene of the Predator. That's what they did to this dude that was behind the bushes. All you saw, like, would Michael Myers really be in the bushes and then shake the bushes, right? Michael doesn't do that shit. You get what I'm saying? So they opened up fire. It was Apocalypse Now in Haddonfield in that scene. And then they walk over to see if it's Michael, and then the dude is just like, shit, Earl, it's Ted Hollister, you dumb son of a bitch. And it's like, you guys just murdered a guy.
Evil dies tonight, man.
Yes, all evil dies tonight. Oh my God. All right, so Coriander, let's go to another scene. Now, once we are in the house and so forth, you know, they're just trying to stay safe from Michael. They don't know that Michael caught a ride right to their front door. And of course, the love interest, Brady, didn't shoot 6 times. Dude, can you shoot a gun? I give him credit for trying, and he did save Rachel and Jamie. What you think about that scene, though?
I mean, I don't get when guys have rifles and when, you know, whoever's coming after them, they get so close, they still think that they could do it. Come on. No.
He did hit him with the rifle. I'll give him that. That was actually
smart.
A cool scene. He hits him with the rifle.
Hit him and run.
Michael's like, and what?
Right. But that would have given him a couple seconds to get a head start, because Michael doesn't run.
Right.
But he decided to, okay, I'm going to box you now, like they did in Friday Part 8. So, yeah.
Right. Nice.
Hey man, look, Michael, he loves killing people on stairs
He
Yeah.
and like
he
stairways.
does. You're
He's
right.
he's
Yeah.
like he's undefeated on stairs, man.
He
I'm
is.
Mhm.
sorry.
The undefeated champion. I love
Hey,
it.
if he doesn't kill you, he tosses you down the stairs, or
Yes.
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Put you through them.
Oh
Yes. All right. Well, speaking of that, we had one of the most famous sins in this movie. A moment that even when I was a kid and I saw this, I was like, "No, wait, whoa, what? Wait a minute, what?" And Kill, I call this one. This is a special one. This one is called Legally Blonde
I knew it.
Michael.
I knew it.
Listen, you knew what I was gonna say. Listen, I don't know why. I don't know how they did not fix this error. You literally see Michael Myers with like a rocker blonde hair when Loomis takes Jamie to the school, and he grabs Loomis and throws Loomis through a window or whatever it was. Dude, what did you think about that when you first saw it, or even now as a very well experienced franchise fan?
Once again, back when I was younger and saw this, I tried to think, oh well, maybe that's just like dirt in his hair, or the lighting.
I used to
But
think that too. It's dirt.
yeah, but it's not. And I mean,
It's not.
and furthermore, I'll take it even further. Like, the safest place for Loomis to go with that young girl is the school.
Thank you.
Really?
Thank you.
Like,
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna go to the school where all the classrooms are probably locked.
Right.
And Loomis is using like 5 bullets just to shoot the lock off to get into the school. Like,
Yes.
I want to save those bullets for
Right.
Blondie here.
Blondie.
Yeah, this is a bad one. This is
It's a bad one.
Like, come on, guys. Like, we're
Right.
all just taking a scotch break, and you're just like,
Well-
oh, whatever.
Well, the story behind it is, one of the people in the costume department just made a mistake. He made a mistake and he grabbed the wrong mask. And by the time they caught the mistake, I guess there was no time to edit it out of the movie, which that sounds ridiculous too, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to belittle filmmakers, but that's definitely a moment. It's in there enough that you definitely see it. Like, if it was like a
Yes.
quick, like, little split second, like you catch a little bit of his face or the side, maybe you leave it in, but you literally saw his face for a good like couple seconds, and then he throws Loomis. So you're definitely keyed in on that moment because him and Loomis are the main figures in that shot, But it almost looks like that Ben Tramer mask from Halloween 2. You know what I mean? It's like, why'd you guys keep that around, man? Throw that mask away. It sucks.
Come on, it's because they saw Pennywise. We handed him a red balloon and it turned his hair white.
What? What are you talking about?
You don't remember in it?
Of course
When
I
that-
do. What
Well,
does Pennywise have to do with Michael Myers?
because he was surprised to see this alien fucking clown, right? That scared him, just like it did that
Okay.
other dude that turned his hair white.
Oh, okay, I
just-
see where you're going with it. Okay,
You see where I'm
all right.
going?
You're kind of combining these universes that should never ever be combined, by the way. So
Hey,
speaking
why
of which-
not?
Speaking of which, Coriander, as we get to our last couple here, this one you're gonna love. So Michael is at the school. Rachel comes in and saves Jamie, and then all of a sudden, the Evil Dies Tonight boys, they come in the pickup trucks, and they're like, yeah, let's get out of here, let's get out of here. Now you see them get Jamie and Rachel into the trucks, and there's guys outside of the truck.
Oh yeah.
You see a couple scenes later, I don't know how, but Michael is crafty, and we got another name for him, not the Shape. We're gonna call him the Hitcher, because he is somehow able to get on the back of the truck, and they are driving. It has to be at least, some minutes that they're driving, but somehow Michael's not only hanging on to the truck, but he can't be seen by, I believe, 3 guys on the back of the pickup truck. What'd you think of this scene?
He teleports, right? Just like Jason. He's teleporting, because he was in the
Okay.
school, and then the next thing you know, it's like, what? How did this even happen?
Right.
Like maybe
How
those
is he
guys
faster-
when they
Go ahead.
Good. Well, I'm just thinking maybe when those guys backed up, they got real close to the school and he like hitched a ride, maybe, but I don't know. You're giving me
Come
that Jerry
on.
head
Hey,
side.
hey,
Come
What
on.
are
I
you
have a
doing?
theory. I have
What's
a
your
theory.
theory? What's your theory?
Okay, my theory is when they took off, Michael grabbed another car, drove to that checkpoint where they had to stop at.
They did stop, yeah.
He parks his car and runs and slides under their car and holds on to it.
Just imagine that, folks, for the people that are watching this, just imagine that Michael gets out of the school, he gets into a car, and he's driving like 80 miles an hour to catch up to the checkpoint. He parks the car, he gets out, he shuts the door because he's courteous like that, and then he hides on the back of the truck. All the while.
That's very plausible.
Oh my God. That's the only way it could happen though, right? You're right. All right.
Right?
Too funny.
I can't
All right,
think of any
Kill.
other way.
Right. Kill, this is the one that maybe trumps them all. And this is a sin that's interesting because I don't know if it's a sin or if it's a blessing. But we've seen our boy Samuel Loomis do a lot. He's killed some babies and he's amazing. But Loomis, the murderer, at the end of this movie, Loomis is not going to take any chances with a 9-year-old little girl. What'd you think of this?
Look, Danielle Harris is a beautiful actress, and when she was in here, she's like the cutest little girl. But Loomis could give two shits. Right. Evil dies tonight. Loomis is like, I have had enough with this bloodline. He's like, nope. No. Like he was quick with the iron. Like,
yes, he was.
And like literally, you give him 2 more seconds. That's the end of Danielle Harris and the end of the story arc.
That's
like,
right.
Serious.
Oh my God, man!
You know, just don't test him.
Don't test Loomis.
Yeah.
Oh, no!
You're gonna someone's gonna have to lose. You know what I'm saying? Coriander, what'd you think about that ending? I mean, obviously it was a fantastic ending, but the whole idea of Loomis ready to mow down a 9-year-old kid.
Yeah, well, I mean, Killian said it all. You know, evil dies tonight.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say to that, honestly.
Can I interject one more thing?
Yes.
We went through this also with the Friday the 13th franchise. Okay, you're gonna turn a protagonist evil, and they're gonna put on the mask or attempt to kill someone, and okay, that's interesting. And then there's no payoff in the next movie. It's like, oh yeah, just figured all about all that, you know.
Right.
That was not real.
And it's interesting too. That's a great point, and I didn't even really have this as part of our conversation, but it's a good point because this is the second time that this movie takes something from an earlier Friday the 13th movie, because that's from Part 5, A New Beginning, which was from 1985. Halloween 4 is from 1988. I'm just saying.
Borrowed from the best.
I'm just saying. So anyways, those are our 19 sins. And sure as hell, Halloween 4 has more sins than Halloween 2 or Halloween Season of the Witch. This is crazy.
Are they going to keep ramping up as we go through this period?
You know it. You know the answer to that one.
We'll see it.
Oh my God.
So listen, for you guys watching, thanks so much for hanging out with us. We hope you're enjoying this series because we're having a blast with this. Please give the video a like. It'll help support the channel and we'd appreciate it. And also in the comment section down below, let us know what you think about these sins we've talked about. There are many, many more. Let us know what some of your sins are that kind of get to you about Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. And we will catch you guys later. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Night Watch. Peace.
Chicken meal.